Hey everybody, thanks for coming to another Tuesday Night Live. My name's David Dunn, and I'm doing another Draw This in Your Style art challenge. So with that, let's get going. All right, we're live. Hello, Paul Spencer from Facebook. Good evening, it's Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Gonna get feedback. My producer. All right, Tuesday night. Let's do this. So I'm doing another Draw This in Your Style. I'm gonna work from a silhouette, and if you see on my post, you'll see the original artwork. The artist, her name is Chrisabug. Check her out. And it's a really cool piece. She kind of uses light as like a, I don't know, clothing. So anyway, I thought it would be a cool silhouette to start from. And let's get going. So I've got the silhouette here that I kind of worked on a little bit. And I like how it works. So I want to kind of fill that in a little bit. If you're new to the stream, my name is David Dunn. I'm an animator and visual development artist. And I do a weekly stream on Tuesday night Eastern time at 9 o'clock. And either animation and just drawing or kind of whatever. Some people drop by sometimes and I'll do a stream with somebody. We'll do an art demo. And yeah, so yes, I drew this silhouette. So now I'm just gonna start filling it in. I have my reference in front of me, and if you want to see what her artwork looks like, you can check out either. I have an example on my page in the post, or you can just go to Chrisabug at Chrisabug on Instagram. So let's go. Let me get a different brush, kind of a more sketchy brush. So if you can see on my screen, I use Dave Greco's brushes quite a bit, and they're pretty good. And just like him, I kind of use either between the main airbrush or his DG main. There's a bunch of other ones, and you can go to his website or YouTube, Dave Greco, and get his brushes for free. They're really great. And while you're there, you should look at his art. It's fantastic. You learn a lot. He does a lot of grayscale. Like, he'll do a very rough sketch. He'll just spend time just kind of playing with shapes, and then he'll start like letting things coalesce. And then once he feels like he's got a handle on it, then he starts refining, and he gets it down to just values. And then once he does that, he'll start overlaying color, and he just builds up, build. And and he admittedly is not quite sure if the piece is going to work until it's working. So if you're on Instagram, you can also see the full screen, either live on Facebook or YouTube or on Twitch. And if you're on Instagram, you can go to my profile. I've got a link tree with all those links. And as always, if there are any questions, feel free, shout them out. I'm always happy to talk about process. So I did spend, like I said, I already worked on the silhouette. I spent a little time this afternoon, after work, before dinner, just kind of making sure the silhouette was working. I saw a great example of that. Oh man, I can't believe there's an artist. I'll make a note. Silhouette artist, because the name escapes me, but he did a really cool demo where he made kind of a generic, kind of a rabbit robot kind of thing, and he took that silhouette. I'm not going to try to remember. He took that silhouette and then made 3 different versions using the same silhouette. One was like a robot, one was like a crustacean, and one was just organic. And it wasn't a straight up rabbit. It was kind of like an alien monster creature or something. How is everybody in internet land? So this one's not too complicated, so I should be able to get some. Hey, Facebook. Kelsey, good to see you. Haven't seen you in forever either. I hope you're still drawing. You're a very, very good artist. So she's basically, so a lot of this will come from the rendering. So maybe I can get at least a lot of the value done. I mean, I can get the sketch and then maybe I could start on some value and maybe do a rough color comp. Good. I'm glad you're still drawing. Yeah, it's you got to work it out. You got to do it a lot. I don't think anybody does it as much as they should. So don't lose heart. I don't do it as much as I should. Are you doing more? You were doing a lot of like RPG character profiles, that kind of thing. Are you still doing a lot of those? They were very good. And your painterly style is really, really great. Really like the flow of shapes in your blockouts. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't just kind of. Well, obviously, this isn't my idea in the first place, so I took hers. But I did want to simplify the shapes, put my spin on it, draw this in your style. Hello. And I did spend a little time just kind of getting it right. I did a rough sketch and then just painted out the silhouette. And yeah, I was happy with the turnout before tonight. So she's got a lot of little swirly energy going on. I'm gonna say maybe from here up, it's just that energy. And I like swirlies. So try not to zoom in if you can avoid it, because you want that. That's why I keep this preview image up in the navigator, because then you get to see the big picture. It's that stepping away to look at it. But it's also good to not get too close too soon. Don't get bogged down in details. But I did want to get this eye working. I wish I could remember that artist. I will post it in once I figure it out. Once I remember. I mean, I have it saved. I'll find it and post it. It's a really cool exercise that he does. Okay, I think this is getting somewhere. Uh-oh, got some anatomy issues. Collarbone. I think that works fine. Okay. So I'm going to knock this back and then throw on another layer, and then kind of ink this almost. I still want to keep this sketchy. I found I have to draw my sketches teeny tiny and then gradually transform them bigger to stop myself from hyper focusing. That's a great, yeah, that's a great idea. I do that too. I've actually, when I'm doing working on the iPad, I'll start with a really small resolution just so I don't have a choice, and like it's just like maybe 512. So I just kind of like have to concentrate on silhouette, shapes, and gesture, and then just go and make the resolution better, like up to 1024 or something. I can't help but work in powers of 2. Oh, awesome. That's cool. She's got a bigger smile than that. Sorry, folks. I like to stay true to the source material. Little poke of her ear. So as I was mentioning before, Dave Greco, and I just recalled him again, his rendering of hair is truly something to behold. And I like his time lapses where, especially the full time lapses where you just see it go from rough sketch to finished painting. Does a lot of work for League of Legends, Riot, basically. I mean, that's Blizzard. So that kind of like super silhouette. I think it would be fun to it'd be fun for me to do it. So I sometimes do work on Spine, which is basically a 2D game art animation tool. It's pretty great, but it's also it's good for, what am I thinking about? Like kind of concept painting idols. I'm thinking of JRPGs where the characters are just kind of idling there, but they're fully rendered paintings. Spine is really cool because you can rig with bones and kind of do meshes so things look three-dimensional. There's some really great work. Animator. There's a project I was working on that did entirely in Spine, so it was fun to learn. Hello, George on Instagram. How are you, sir? So I'm essentially inking right now, and from inking comics, I try to remember, don't go over what you've already done. Try it. Your goal here is to improve it. Kelsey, he's a baller to watch and really chill too. Perfect for putting on. Yeah, he's great. Also Spine recently. Yeah. Spine is really intuitive. It does take a little time as far as setup goes, but it's really quick to get going. Paul Spencer, is she running, dancing, flying? She's just kind of floating. If you can look on the Facebook post if you're able to see the source art. She's just kind of ethereally floating above what looks like, I don't know, solar flares, but not, kind of magical as well. And her clothing is made of like golden light, and she's holding little sparkles. Yeah, maybe I'll do that next week. I think I'll do a spine. I'll pick a piece of art that's like a rendered piece of art, and then I'll do a little spine demo for like a quick rig and animation. I'll have to carve out some time prior just to make sure I can get, because I've never timed myself doing any spine work. And I don't want to do like a baking show where put it in the oven and then pull out a finished product out of another oven. I want to show all the nuts and bolts. Well, it's good to be seen, George. I think her neck is still a little too big. Okay, now that I'm awesome. Okay. Now I can't back out. No, it'll be fun. That'll be a good one. All right, next week we're doing Spine 2D. It's a game animation, 2D game animation tool. We'll do a quick rig setup, well, as quick as I can, from an existing piece. If there are any votes for which one I should do, oh boy, what am I doing? Cast them. You can look through Instagram. That might be the best way to find it, but most of what I post to Instagram is also on Facebook. But the easiest way to view the catalog might be Instagram or my website. That might be a good one too. No, I don't put a lot of fan art on my website. No, Instagram's good. The gram. I'm feeling like I'm just going over what I did. That's not good. All right, let's get some color. So the background is, well, do I want to do color or value? Let's do value. So we want to keep this. I'm going to make this neutral gray. Grayscale. Yeah, all right. Okay. And then get rid of that. We will desaturate this. Actually, she's lighter than the background, but not much. We'll build up. Okay. So I'll do a new layer and I will clip it to that one. Actually, I have a shortcut for a masked layer, and then I'll clip that one to it. I'm being told to flip it. Okay, let me flip it. Yeah, it works. Thank you, producer. So I'm gonna attempt to do a little Dave Greco rendering. Oh boy, what am I doing? Yeah, good start. So he just kind of brushes in things. He keeps it like, he'll brush in a little bit, right? So this will all be light. So we have to think about light source. So it's all coming up from below. Okay. Getting there. This is a tricky one because there's a lot of different light sources. This is a nice challenge. So without getting, what do I do? All right, leave it at that. So I'll grab this other brush. Create a new layer. I'll just start getting these values. Thinking about light, where it's coming from. Where it won't be. So I've got different processes for this, what my approach is going to be. Like if it's going to be a comic piece, then like from here I would let's see, I would kind of do much more pencil work and then like try to get all the lines solid, and then I'd move on to inking, and again just getting everything solid. And then when I started doing color, I would do the flats, which are just kind of what would be called local color. All right, moving along. So after I had the flats, then I would work on maybe doing some ambient occlusion, just kind of painting in the spots that aren't getting as much light. But not painting in or brushing in the actual lighting. So like right here, regardless of the direction of the light source, there won't be a lot of light illuminating the area. But her shoulder here, since the light is coming up, will be dark. Sorry. Finish your thought. Anyway. Don't want to get too bogged down. For all of you Instagrammers, we've got about half an hour left, maybe less. And I don't typically go too much longer, but you could hop over to Facebook or Twitch and finish there. See it full screen. So I'm just painting very roughly the light source. So it gets a little dicey here because she's kind of holding the light or light sources, but they're not as strong as what's coming up from below. But I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Sally Forth. Something's not working about that, but whatever. So I'll work from like the outside in. So now I'm doing like the shadows, and then I'll kind of go to the opposite side and then work on a little bit of the light source. Okay, there's that. And now I'm going to start painting in the light. So let's just grab the obvious stuff. She's like clothed scantily in light. And it's kind of wrapping around, but it's not really lighting a whole lot as far as, yeah, I mean the light in her piece is a little ambiguous, but it's just kind of everywhere, so I don't suffer that too much. So maybe I can be a little more deliberate. That'll be my challenge. Clear light source. So she's looking at that, so we'll make this one at least super clear. And if you can hear that, it is garbage night. And the little elves of the neighborhood are putting out their trash cans. So you got some up here. So if you're just joining, if you're curious what's going on, this is a new Draw This in Your Style piece from Chrissa Bug, CHRISSA Bug. And I'm kind of doing a value painting this time. Let's see. Yeah, we're doing okay on time. I should be able to like throw some color on here. Not call it done, but call it colored. So half this thing, the source material, is kind of, well, not half, but a big part of it is the environment. So put a little love that way. Next. I'm not sure that's working, but we'll go with it. She's... All right, now I'm going to start just kind of blending in. Why, thank you, Cassandra. How are you? I believe you. I truly do. And again, it's not a big deal. You get to it when you can get to it. Beetlejuice isn't going anywhere. We will finish this. I swear. We can do a Discord, and then I can just give you a daily ping if you want. I'm good at that. Ain't that the truth? Thank you very much. You are amazing, as usual. I did check out Krita for animation as opposed to Photoshop. I haven't dug too deep, but it is a free version, free software, and just the animation tool is better than Photoshop and Flash. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I'm too deep into the Beetlejuice animation to switch now. And I've decided to finish it in Flash. Excuse me, Adobe Animate. That looks odd. Like her. This isn't. Okay, well, let me throw some background in there. Just so we can get more. Oh, I can't forget this. Okay, hidden layer. Okay. Get some background value real quick because I don't want to run out of time. We got about 10 minutes left. So there's like fire. Like a new there's a new background. They kind of look like solar flares, so I'll do a rough bit here, a little more refined. So then, yeah, this won't hurt my eyes much. Her legs won't hurt my eyes as much because there's some weird perspective going on. But if they're obscured anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, there's that. Let's paint in. Let me use the airbrush. Okay. Cool. And let's just do a gradient map. Whoa. It's mostly purple and mostly okay. Bear with me. Okay. So now, over that, get a nice semi-desaturated, kind of bluish, like an indigo. Set that to multiply. Just get the background. I want to separate. A little more, a little lighter. Yeah, that'll work. And then get kind of a, so she's very red, almost pink. Let's see if this will work here. May not. We'll see. Yeah, it's too warm. It's better. Maybe soft light. It's more of what I want, kind of that red. Yeah, that'll work. I was kind of brushing it in. Okay, let me get her hair. I don't know if this one will work though. Yeah. Little bonus poetry for you folks. If you're on Facebook, by the very talented author of Feldmar, The Depths of Feldmar, Volume 1, Volume 2, forthcoming. Get your copy today. So this is a really rough go with the color, but it's a nice little block in, and I'm gonna toss in a little red here and there just to, well, I also need the, oh man, I gotta hurry. Instagram's gonna boot me. Let me grab this bit. Okay, that's going to be it for my Instagram, folks. I'm going to keep going on Facebook. Yeah, we get an hour on Instagram. Can't help it. But we also have Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And I will also post these later. So I'm just going to let Instagram run out. But thank you very much for coming, Instagram folks. I'm going to do a little more work on this and then just kind of do a sign off full screen with the other folks, with the full screen folks. So thank you again, my Instagram peoples. And I'll post this. I'll post what comes of this tomorrow. So stay tuned next week as well. We're going to do a spine demo, spine 2D demo, if that interests anybody. And if you have a pick for which piece of art I should do, I'm going to do one of mine. I'll break it down and animate it, rig it and animate it in spine. So don't miss that. Get all red. These fingertips. If you look at your hands, your extremities are. There's a lot more blood because there's less fat and insulation. So you could throw a little more red on your fingers and toes. But that's for a lighter skin tone as well. So basically kind of moving forward from here, there's going to be a lot of just rendering and cleanup I mentioned Dave Greco before, and this is the part where he just zones out, and that's where his live streams, or not, his time lapses are really good, because he's just kind of like very small tweaks here and there, massaging the image, sampling, massage, and then zooming out, that kind of thing. Boom, boom. Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch. The amount of patience. I don't have those kind of patience, so like I need results. Why hasn't Instagram kicked me off yet? Take it. I may have started, I think I started a little later. So I think my next steps will just kind of be cleaning up this line art, blending it. Sample paint, yeah. Kelsey, have you used Krita? Or are you using, yeah, something's up with Instagram, and I've had issues before. Let me finish my question to Kelsey. Have you used Krita yet? Are you still using Photoshop, or are you just using Procreate? To my Instagram folks, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this, because I think Instagram, it gets squirrely, and I don't want to lose the stream. Anyway, thank you again. Come back next week. We'll have some 2D animation with spine. All right, thanks. Bye-bye. Okay. To my full screen folks and Kelsey. Yeah, have you checked out Krita yet? It's pretty intuitive. I like it. I haven't switched over fully. Actually, I haven't really switched over at all, but I'm interested to do more animation on it. There's a software called TV Paint, which is, from what I gathered, really great, but it's not cheap. It's $700, and I'm not sure that's worth it. I tried Krita for a hot second years ago on my Surface and rage quit because for some reason didn't recognize pressure sensitivity on that device. I've become Clip Studio Paint's bitch these days. Nice. Didn't Dave Greco do kind of a stint on Clip Studio? Is he still doing it? Last I saw, he was back on Photoshop. Maybe it was a sponsored thing. I'm not a Photoshop fanboy. I just have used it for years, and I don't see a reason not to. Because I do a lot of work on After Effects, and I do all my editing in Premiere. So with the Creative Cloud, it's all in one. Whatever. Spark. Sunlit punctrude. Amorous reactions kindled. Is that her name, Spark? Works for me. I think it's a cool name. Is she like an android? A sunspot android? Good night, producer. Thank you so much for your help. Everyone give it up for my lovely producer, Rebecca Dunn. Without her, none of this would be possible. Or as convenient. Good night. She's giving me the bird. She doesn't want to be embarrassed. I understand that. But we love her. Paul Spencer says bye, Rebecca. She says goodbye. She loves you. That was me? Oh. Good night. Verily. It's what brings us together. Today. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, what else can I do? Oh, I didn't see the comment. You are great, Rebecca. I will relay that message. So this is the part that, as I mentioned before, the artist Dave Greco, where it's just the mind-numbing as Kelsey put it, sample paint, sample paint, sample paint. So I think we did a thing tonight, guys. Came out pretty good. I don't want to get too deep because I know when I look at it tomorrow, I'll say, eesh. And with that, I'm going to sign off. And yeah, I'm usually good for about an hour, but I don't like having to stop at an hour if I'm not ready. But I'm ready now. I think we did some good stuff. Thank you very much for coming. This was always a lot of fun. Great to see old friends and or hear from old friends. Thank you very much. Again, I'm going to post this tomorrow, and I'll do some more work between work tomorrow, and I'll post it. And again, next week we'll do the 2D animation spine demo. That'll be a lot of fun. So if anybody has recommendations for which one I should pull apart and put back together, rig and animate, hit me up, send me a message. You can comment on the piece itself or just tag it, whatever you want, doesn't matter. Otherwise, I'll pick one at random that I think would be fun to do. Anyway, thank you again, appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Bye-bye.